are motoring through the Everglades. Beautiful morning. All our gear on board. Looks like we got enough to last for a month. And our little motor back there. Try to get you a shot of it, faithfully putzing along. Here we are out in the middle of the big bay. Wow. We got about 1.5 swells out here. Makes it a little tippy every now and then, but with our weight in the canoe and the sponsons, not too bad. Okay. We are just entering the labyrinth, which is supposed to be kind of a maze-like. We're going south to north. It was so rough on the outside, we opted to go in here and do this instead. It should be a lot of fun. Alright, we are now in what they call the Nightmare. Very twisty, windy, narrow channel. I'll slow down a little bit here. See what we got coming up. Looks kind of interesting. Alright, I had to stop the engine there and get unstuck. And it does start to look like a nightmare in here. I think we're going to just paddle for a while. It's kind of pretty though, pretty neat. We're now in a little area where the mangroves are so thick and low we're having to pull our way through instead of paddle. You can see the tremendous root structure just completely all around us. Wow, it is thick in here. Okay, I think we're now through the worst of it here. Starting to open up pretty good, although we have not made the turn back fully northward yet, which is probably the signal that we're past it. Beautiful in here. What a neat place. Having gone through the treacherous nightmare, as they say, and made it unscathed. We are past the nightmares, and we decided we would go out into the Gulf and loop around the Gulf. Winds are not too bad today. I don't think it's going to be as bad as some of the stuff we ran the day before yesterday. Alright, so here we are with the canoe out in the Gulf of Mexico. There it is. As far as the eye can see out there, nothing but open water. Pretty smooth out here this morning. We are back inside. We think we're finding the Rogers River. We're going through a series of little islands, very, very shallow in here. Run aground a couple of times. Opting to take the Rogers River route instead of the waterway. Okay, we've got something interesting here. We've got a couple of porpoises playing around in shallow water. I don't know whether it's mating behavior or what. They look like they're having a lot of fun. There he is. And we have here our first gator sighting of the trip, for which there's supposed to be many here on the Rogers River. We'll just kind of ease along here, let Kim get a good picture of it. It looks to be about a 12-footer, pretty good size baby there. See if I can get in here a little bit closer for you. At some point you would ask, what do you do when you get to a chickee? Well, first thing, unload all the gear. Step A, carefully. And no wind here, which makes it a little helpful. This is Rogers Rivers Bay. Absolutely beautiful place. Out in the middle of nowhere. Very nice. We'll be back with step 2 in a minute. And step 2, of course, is the tent setup. This is the Big Agnes Seed House 3. Very light, great 2-person tent. Gives you extra room inside. After the tent set up, what time of day is it? As Joy would say, it's 1:30. So here we are again. Well, it's Wednesday morning, and we are going through a beautiful little area called Plate Creek. We stayed at the Plate Creek Chickee last night, of course, and this is just north of the Chickee. It's actually part of the waterway. It's a little hard to believe. It's an idle, no-wake zone. Very, very nice. Some folks we met who had come through here yesterday evening said they saw a manatee in here, but other than a couple of people fishing for snook, we haven't seen anything yet. And Kim has spotted a big old gator up ahead. He's just to the left under those bushes there. We'll try and go around him where we don't spook him too much. See if I can get a shot of him for you. There he is. Yeah, pretty good size gator. Alright, there are land-based campsites out here too, not all on Chickees. This is one. It's an old home site called Darwin's Place. Got a couple of nice picnic tables and some more evidence from the dwelling here of concrete and shells put together, and perhaps evidence of some Indian tribes having caught conch out in the ocean and brought it here to eat. One big shell left. It's probably about 15 inches tip to tip there. Pretty interesting place. Here at Sunday Bay Chickee. The winds are howling pretty good. Upsetting tent up and tie everything down real well. Pretty spot though. We'll have a good breeze this evening. Be able to look out onto this small bay which ties into the big Sunday Bay, which is over through that little cut. Well, our last morning out here in the Everglades, waiting for the sun to rise. Probably won't see it this morning. It's cloudy, but pretty out there. And Kim's over there having her hot tea. Boat's waiting patiently to be loaded. And the gear is getting packed and the tent broken down. We'll be ready to roll here in a few minutes. Great, great trip on the Everglades Waterway. Total of about 100 miles. Wonderful. Well, we're just coming out of the Turner River, and first signs of civilization again, the Chokoloskee Island. Pretty nice looking campground over there. And to the right is the causeway. We'll be following that back to the final destination, which is the ranger station at Everglades City, and that'll complete the waterway. Here we are, the ranger station at Everglades City, our final destination. We've seen this site before, some years ago when we did our kayak trip down here. This was nice, completing the entire Everglades Waterway from Flamingo all the way up here to Everglades City. What a great trip. 6 days and 5 nights on the water. Everybody needs to try it.